welcome to MahalaMonday. Absolutely wonderful to have you with us. I'm just laughing and I have no reason why I'm doing that. But we are here and you are there, which is brilliant. And Rhoda is here. Hello.
Yes, hello. Welcome everybody to MahalaMonday. How was the weekend, Dougal? Was it good?
Good.
I'm glad.
Brilliant. We hope you had a stunning weekend as well. And this is exactly how you're going to kick off your week in
Definitely.
fantastic style. So first things first, remember to like and share this because, we're going to be talking about things that touch all of us all the time as we do. And it's an interactive show. Yes. So we look forward to your questions and comments and whatever difficult question you have. Rhoda is eagerly awaiting the question so she can answer it. The easy ones I'll take, she takes the difficult ones. It's just the way it works. It's just these are the rules. It's the rules.
Okay.
It's the rules. I've decided on that. But a lot to talk about, of course, and we've got a very, very exciting episode today, don't we?
Very exciting. And it's like you said, it affects, I think everybody knows somebody at the end of the day that actually has diabetes. And today is National Diabetes Day.
Yeah. So that is what it is. It's World Diabetes Day.
Sorry.
Yeah.
World Diabetes Day. Sorry for that.
Yeah,
you see, that's why I got Dougal here. He's always good at this.
Yeah, no, I'm a worldly guy. But yeah, it is a World Diabetes Day, which is obviously today, the 14th of November, but it is also Disability Awareness Month. Okay,
right.
that we've had over this period.
That is correct.
And we're going to talk about that. Okay, so you're going to a very exciting program. We've got a special guest coming your way, and but let's talk about diabetes because. I don't know what the stats are, but I mean, I know a lot of people.
Yes.
I know thousands of people with diabetes. Do you have?
I had a very close, my father basically, and I lost him because of the diabetes, so it's very close to home, obviously. So, yes, it's not an easy road, and a lot of people actually has it. And there's some people, the saddest part, Dougal, that people actually has diabetes and actually not even aware of it.
Yeah.
So the science is out there, they don't even realize they've actually got it, But I also wanted to say, this is just putting a bit on the other side, that in the families out there, we call it sugar diabetes.
I knew you were going to say that.
Everybody out there, sugar diabetes.
Yeah.
So they would say, I'll say, it gets suiker.
Yeah. Sugar diabetes.
Sugar diabetes.
But basically, this is what it is. Now, by no means are we medical professionals, as we know. But this is something that is referred to as the silent killer. So it is absolutely cardinal and hugely important that you do have a blood glucose screening done. But now before we actually talk about what it is about living, do you know what? These are the basic things because you got to look at symptoms. What are the symptoms? Yeah, and I actually had to look this up.
Oh, wow. I'm so impressed.
Tingling and numbness. Do you know what I mean? You know those pins and needles, but not quite. But if that's sort of constant, excessive thirst would be one. Constant tiring, you tired a lot. Excessive thirst. Urinating a lot, slow healing of wounds, that sort of thing, and being tired a lot, like I said, we're all tired a lot. But these are just some of the symptoms.
That you need to be aware of.
Yeah, these are just some of the symptoms. So if you go see a health practitioner. It is as simple as that. Go see a health practitioner and have it looked out. But it is something important that you've got to have your glucose levels checked on a regular. So go for that screening just so you kind of know if you are at risk because early detection, of course, can make things a lot easier. Because people who live with diabetes, and now you get like type 1 and type 2, people who've got to take insulin every day before they even chow anything.
Even children.
Yeah, people who just they take a little, that metformin tablets or whatever it's called.
Yes, metformin.
They take that, and people who've got to inject themselves 25 times a day. So it is difficult. And then you see the side effects. And we've seen this where people, sometimes you lose a digit or two, and then a limb here and there.
Exactly.
It happens. And obviously eyesight as well.
Exactly. And you know what, Dougal, a very close friend of ours, he was a photographer. And with us in photography, we need to use our eyes because this is visual. And one of our very close friends actually ended up having diabetes, and the first thing it affected was his eyes. So obviously he couldn't take photos anymore. And from there on, it became a disability where he lost his eyesight. So automatically, from a normal person, he then becomes a disabled person because now he cannot see.
Yeah.
So the reality is real. I mean, if I even saw my father-in-law, you know what, once that limb is removed, that person's in a wheelchair.
difficult.
They're in a wheelchair. And, the reality of the fact that, like you said, the tingling feelings and that, is the arteries that's being affected, and people are not even aware of it. And he started off with his heart because it affected his heart. And he had a mild heart attack. And from that point on,
yeah, and you know what? This is why they call it like sort of the silent killer, because it makes everything else not function so wonderfully in the body, which is the first thing. And I remember with Cindy as well, there were times, because she was diabetic, and I would remember that she would basically have these cold sweats. And we always had to buy Kit Kats and little sweetie toffee things, which we had in the house. Now the problem is when we needed, like for one of the emergencies, I would have delved into the bags, and I used to blame the children because it's what you do. And this was the thing, and you just had to give her just some sort of sweetie chocolatey thing, just to get things up, and then once things were settled, you kind of go. So yeah, we've lived with this in our house, and it certainly is. But when you say about when you lose a finger and your eyesight goes badly, it is, and we've seen amputations. We all know somebody who's gone through that and now wheelchair bound basically as well. So it is difficult. And the thing that people say, it is preventative. Now, I've heard people, I don't know, I do not know if it is something that hereditary really plays a part into this. I do not know. But what I have been told is healthy lifestyle, exercise.
Exactly.
So, this is what you got to do. Let me ask you this quickly. Because a lot of people, when they're expecting, ladies, they get this sort of pregnancy-induced diabetes in a way. Do you know what I mean? Like as a side effect.
A side effect. I think a few ladies, it's not very common, I would say, but there is a few people automatically that it does fluctuate. Because, I mean, if you really look at it, you've got somebody else that you're carrying that's obviously also needing nutrients in that. So, it is quite common, not as common, I would say, because...
But it does happen.
It does happen. It does happen. It does. I just wanted to take a stat quickly, Dougal. Okay, so according to the International Diabetes Declaration, by 2035, almost 600 million of us may be living with diabetes. 450 million adults have diabetes.
Currently,
yeah. By 2040, this will rise by 642 million. So you know what? The problem is out there. But do you know the theme for the past 3 years for diabetes, Diabetes Month awareness is education awareness.
Yeah.
So what they've been doing, the theme is basically educating people to basically get to the point of knowing I've got diabetes, or even make the preventative measure. How do I change my lifestyle? What do I need to do to not fall within that category of becoming a diabetes? And it says with high levels of urbanization, aging population, more lifestyles and unhealthy diets, including high sugars. Although these are not much you can do about the first two, you can make sure that you get enough exercise and keep the sugar in your diet low.
Yeah.
Exercise, keep the sugar in your diet low. Very difficult for me because I love sweets and I love my sugar.
Yeah. but you get sugar-free sweets.
You do.
You know what I mean? You get these things. So make that shift. Because I actually read a stat, which is not part of your stats, but I know this. And they say in sub-Saharan Africa, the prevalence of diabetes is low, maybe because we don't eat as many sweetie things as everybody else. But then again, that could be offset by starch. I don't know.
Exactly.
The point is, you can do something about it. You can actually do something about it. And that is what it is about. So you can do something about it. So exercise and just watch your sugar intake. Hubert says, no diabetes, fight diabetes. You can never know too much when it comes to your health. And this is absolutely true. This is absolutely true. And especially considering the long-term effects, if this is something that you don't see to. The long-term effects could be
detrimental.
Yeah. It could be bad. So what we do know is you go, and a lot of clinics do this. You go to any clinic, you go to your GP, whatever, you have a blood glucose screening done. They sort of check that out, and just to see if you're at risk, and then you can sort of advise and just watch what you eat. And this is super important, especially with the festive season coming. We're eating a little bit extra, we're doing a little extra, all of this. So just keep an eye on it. It is the day, and it is definitely something we should just have a conversation about.
You have to have a conversation about, definitely.
So, Rhoda, I want to move on because, so it is World Diabetes Day today, but also what it is Disability Awareness Month.
That is right, Disability Women. It's basically for the month and just highlighting the disability and the, automatically, if you're just thinking back to diabetes, when you go into a wheelchair or you become blind, automatically you fall within that category.
Yeah.
So, you know what? It is real, it's happening, people are affected. I mean, 1 minute I could be walking and next minute I lose both my limbs, you know, accident or sugar, whatever, something happens to you that you either lose a limb. How do I do without it?
Yeah.
You know?
This is the thing. But now let me ask you this. Do you think we are more aware as a society now, today, on today's date, middle of November 2022, we are more aware of people with this living with disabilities than what we... Do you think in the last year or so we've made progress?
No. I personally, Dougal, I haven't. Because I think people class as disabled people in the minority, but yet me personally, how do I travel from here to town? I know there's a few buses, you can make a call and they'll pick you up and they'll take you through, but still, now I need to move around in a wheelchair in town. There's curbs, there's, you know what, how do I get over small things? And I always remember the one interview we had, just a little bump. How are you going to cross over that with a wheelchair? You know what I'm saying? You're alone. So
you don't think we're getting more aware about it?
Not fast enough, Dougal.
Not fast enough.
Not fast enough. Definitely not.
Not fast enough.
Yeah.
All right, but you know what? Let's get somebody who can probably fill in the blanks for us.
Exactly.
So normally she's been on the show many times. Of course, absolutely an extraordinary individual who is disabled, but more importantly, is a real advocate and an activist when it comes to the rights of disabled people, and more importantly, getting us as a society more aware of the challenges that disabled people meet. In fact, she's climbed Kilimanjaro. Can you believe she's done that? And she's awfully difficult to track down. I call her TT. Taryn Tomlinson, TV personality, is joining us next. We've tracked her down in Dubai. Taryn, good morning. Hello, how are you? Firstly, happy birthday. What are you doing in Dubai?
Assalamu alaikum, firstly.
Alaikum salam.
What are you doing in Dubai?
I came to find the oil. No, I came to...
Good one.
I am here at the very excited Accessibilities Expo that's actually happening in Dubai at the Dubai World Trade Center. So basically there are two expos that are running congruently, both with access. The one is the massive Accessibilities Expo, as I said, with hundreds of exhibitors coming from all over the world to exhibit, you know, all technologies, assistive devices, a whole range of products and services for persons with disabilities or for people with access needs.
Okay.
And so they're really covering everything from healthcare to everything in between, with lots of talks and all of that kind of thing. So because in South Africa, our accessible tourism market, though our government agencies kind of say, we're into that. But it's seriously lagging behind. And I think that was just evident also when we looked at the exhibitors list. It was only me and my team from South Africa.
Is it? Hold on to that thought. Hold on to that thought, because before we got you on, I actually asked Rhoda. I mean, it is a Disability Awareness Month, so it is about garnering the sort of support and the awareness, especially when it comes to people living with disability. Now, you mentioned accessible tourism here as well. I asked Rhoda just before we got you on, do you think we are more aware as a society? Are we at least having the conversation?
Yes and no. I mean, we've got to say that there's been a lot of movement in terms of people pushing, needing to be more inclusive in media. So if you look, for example, at Netflix, shows, you'll see more people with disabilities that are actually partaking within the show itself. We see it also in the fact that, government needs to mandate that there needs to be certain amounts of disability shows, which is why, I'm also the presenter of Activated, which is on SABC2. But unfortunately, as with many things that is simply done to be ticked off the box, it's done haphazardly. It's not thought through properly. It's usually not done with the involvement of persons with disabilities. And it's almost like a kind of a, we're doing something nice for you, from government side. So it's though the interventions are there and the policies are there and it looks all wonderful, when it comes to the actual implementation, to the actual getting, case in point, the Accessibilities Expo, we contacted this Department of South African Tourism, and they said, no, we're not interested in going to the expo, to see if they would help, to go to this expo. So that's the kind of attitude with even out saying, well, how can we help you? That's so exciting. Can we lend an arm? It was for me to go to our corporate partners to team up. To get to this expo, to bring back to South Africa much needed information and resources that we need. So that's why I said, yes, I mean, wonderful corporates such as the Diamond Works, fantastic. Government,
And we're going to talk about them in a short little bit. So you think we're not moving at the pace that we should be moving? That is essential what you say. Also, and I don't want to misunderstand you, and I don't want the viewers to misunderstand you. I just want to be clear with this. So do you find that, as you said, it's almost like an afterthought? I mean, we're 2022. We should be moving along now. Do you almost find it is that the decisions and in terms of when it comes to accessibility and when it comes to consideration for people living with disabilities, is it almost like able-bodied people are making those decisions for you? As you said, it's almost like an afterthought, and you weren't even consulted in it. So do you still find that?
Yes, absolutely, and sadly so much in particularly in the built environment. So architects kind of have this thing of, I'm an access consultant, so I consult with hotels, but also with architects and designers on how to be inclusive and accessible. Because you see, something like universal design, which is what we advocate for at Livable, is really about looking, how do we design premises, products, and services so that it can be utilized by the maximum amount of people. Exactly. So that is persons with disability, the elderly, people with temporary illnesses, temporary injuries, broke your leg, still need to get to work, still need to get to the bank. Exactly. I have diabetes, recently, your vision is gone, you still need to live your life. And also parents with young kids. And so what we advocate for is universal design, as I said, pushing and looking holistically. The problem is that people are still seeing this as a nice to do for a minority group of people that they don't see much value in, right? So the disability section is always, kind of pushed down to the bottom of the line, and then you have the architects and people making decisions, kind of having the attitude of, well, we know, we kind of the architects and then you get there and you see the most horrific things: grab rails screwed upside down, a step onto, and this is at a major shopping mall. You can have a step up into a toilet. It's ridiculous.
So now we're talking accessible tourism, and of course, ultimately that is it. Because tourism, we speak about fun, enjoyment, people going places, just having a jaw. And this is why you are there. What else do you want to learn from the experience there, and from this conference and this world gathering, really? On your way back? Are there lessons to be learned? And also,
absolutely.
And also, are there lessons to be learned from the rest of the world of what we're doing locally?
Yes. So to ask the first question, there are definitely lessons to be learned here. Why we've chosen to come to Dubai and why this is such a big study is that, as we know, Dubai is basically a city that sprung out of the desert sands under 50 years ago. And yet they built with the mind of inclusion in mind. Exactly. So the city is, is really built up. If you look at the architecture, they actually took strides to do that. But it's not just that. It goes so much further than that. Like, for example, we have, they have here, a ministry for people of determination. No longer do they use in Dubai? It is scrapped. They don't use the term disabled people or people with disabilities. They're called people of determination. So they have a ministry of determination and a ministry of happiness and a ministry of... I mean, this is their official governmental ministries and what they were called. And so people of determination, I mean, what a progressive stance. And I just think, you know, if we can spend so much money changing names and streets and spending billions, why can't we do the same for persons with disabilities, with really looking at the terminology we're using, looking at massive campaigns? And it's a big thing in Dubai. And so persons with people of determination here in Dubai, for example, have free entry into parks. So we're going to do a route here to see where people of determination can actually go to, and we're going to follow that journey. So we'll show people all the accessible places that they can go to in Dubai. Then there's also countries like Italy. I think I told you that I lived there for a bit. In Italy as well, if you're looking from the architecture side, there's a massive problem, right? Because all of those buildings were built in like not even 19, sorry, what am I talking about?
Exactly.
Built like so many moons ago. And yet, when they have a building that is inaccessible, they have other measures in place, like they have guards that stand at the bottom and they guard the building, but it's also their duty to carry people up or to get them up the stairs and down.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
They also allow people of determination, is what I'll call now, people of determination free entry to concerts. So you see, this is a major problem in the way society thinks about disability. Disability is usually reduced into a hospitalization kind of thing, and people just cater that you must go to the hospital, you must go to the bank, and hopefully to your work, and then just back home. And so persons with disabilities are shunned by society, locked up in their houses, not being catered for. And this is why I advocate for the socializing. So my business is very social, because if we don't see people with disabilities out and about, socializing, having fun, if they are not our friends, if we are not going out and doing things, then there's always going to be this divide.
Exactly.
Between them and us.
And Darren, when we look at, like, I mean, there's the stats that we just saw. We got some papers here in front of us. I'm not even making this up. So even if you look at like a huge tourism market in terms of, let's say, the US, I mean, you're looking at 1 in 4 people that are being disabled. So that's 25% of all travelers just right out there. So it is very important for us when we pride ourselves, and especially if I look at the city of Cape Town, which is hugely tourism economically dependent. Because this is a huge thing for, let's say, the city of Cape Town, and I'm sure for the other cities in South Africa as well. But if I just look at a Cape Town perspective, or any sort of seaside place, really, it is huge. So it is very important for us to make sure we are accessible as possible.
Absolutely, and just, you know, to ring home with that figures. So with regards to disabilities, and why I also like focusing on persons with disabilities from the American market, is because South Africa's got more direct routes. Cape Town, from the United States now. At the end of this year, we have 3 direct routes. Persons, Americans with disabilities, have high rates of diabetes because of lifestyle choice, like because of lifestyle, right? So they have a lot of disabilities with obesity, with diabetes, and with all of the other ills that comes with, I think, with a lot of excessiveness as well of the culture. And so, but if we just look at this particular market in and of itself, Americans between 2018 and 2019 spent people with disabilities spent 58.7 billion on travel.
Wow.
Now, if we in Cape Town or in South Africa
1%
could just 0.1%, not even, let's not even try and be like
listen, I'm also a person of determination here. I want more.
Good one.
If you just did 0.1%, that would be 587 million US dollars. In rands is 750 million 2070. What would Jacob Zuma say?
Oh, yes. So true.
.00. There we go.
And .00.
You know, and my blood is...
That would be income.
Exactly. And my blood is boiling right now because of the fact that, you know what? especially within Cape Town. You know, they make this big boha, tourism, 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 but yet they're not there. You know, I mean, how disappointing is this at the end of the day? Because it does affect our economy. If we don't have tourists, and we experience this now, and I hate using this word now, COVID, tourism wasn't happening. Now we opened up again. We're one of the first countries now that a lot of foreigners, Americans especially, coming to at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what? Why?
Do you know what? And what you're saying, COVID almost allowed. Do you know what? You've got to look for the positive out of it.
Exactly.
And I'm sorry to say, I don't want to be Johnny Raincloud, almost over optimistic here, but you almost got to look for the positive out of it. Because of COVID, you couldn't go anywhere. It was almost an opportunity to reset.
Reset.
It was also an opportunity to feel what it feels like to be a disabled person, being disabled by your environment. I always say, you know, that's exactly what it did. For once, everybody felt like what it felt like to be told by someone that you can't go somewhere.
High five,
or just because of some reason. And for stupid legislation like you can't buy open-toe shoes. You know, people with disabilities have to face legislation like that.
Yeah, no, it is.
I've never thought of it like it.
So you're going to be... Hubert says leadership is service, not position. And it is. It is about service. It's about making... coherence, you know, this is what it is. It's sort of the buy-in of everybody. Now listen, Darren, because we know your time is limited, and you've got a city to explore and meetings to attend and listen to everybody and engage and exchange the wonderful ideas you have, and of course bring some other wonderful ideas this side.
Exactly.
You've got to do all of that. But obviously, when you're perusing the city now, people who would be following you, it's quite exciting for them as well. Tell us why.
Yeah, it's quite exciting because Disability Awareness Month from the 3rd of November to the 3rd of December, it was, okay, how do we generate a lot of publicity around this particular time of the year? But let's do it in a fun way that actually makes people want to interact. Because people are also very afraid of disability or the word or the term, and so we shy away from what is different, from what is other, from what we don't want to see, right?
Exactly.
And so I thought, okay, let's do something a bit, upbeat, and teamed up with my partners at the Diamond Works, who is a part of the Tour Vest Group jewelry division. And so the Diamond Works and I have created an awareness campaign over this month now in the time that we are here in Dubai, and they've partnered with me in bringing me here to Dubai. And we're running a campaign that it was my 40th birthday on the 11th of October. And we looked and we decided, okay, let's look at creating some jewelry that's really meaningful. And we will further continue the line. But the first one of that is the ring that you have on the screen over there, which basically is for my 40th birthday, they gifted me an 18-carat white gold ring, set in 2 pillars. One is of diversity and inclusion. And in the center, it's got a 1-carat tanzanite, which is a double. Basically, what it means is that there's 3 colors inside this tanzanite. So when it shines in the light, it's got like these 3 colors that shine. You can't see it so much there.
Wow.
Look at the finger, people.
Oh, wow.
That's huge. Is that heavy?
Beautiful. No, it's actually quite dainty. It doesn't look. I don't know. Maybe it looks huge, but it's actually quite a nice size ring. It doesn't feel like something you're gonna knock.
Exactly.
And be afraid to wear. And this costs 40,000 Rand. For my 40th birthday, we found something that costs 40,000 Rand. So basically, to generate awareness, people have to follow, be able to travel, and that's ABLE with the numeral 2. Able to travel.
Say that again. Say that again, Taryn.
Able
to travel with the numeral 2, not TO.
Okay.
Not TO. Number 2.
All right.
Yeah. Number 2. And then so that's at able to travel, and then at the Diamond Works. And they can either like on Instagram or on Facebook, and then follow my Instagram stories from tomorrow, the 15th, the 16th, and the 17th. And we'll be giving some cool clues as to architectural landmarks in Dubai.
Wow.
And so, yeah, if people can follow that, if they kind of like that what do you call it? What do you call it? It's almost like a clue kind of mystery travel. What do you call it?
Like a treasure hunt of sorts.
Like a treasure hunt of sorts.
Yeah, except the treasure at the end of the day. So then somebody's going to win this ring.
Someone's going to win this ring. If they liked both of our pages and they got the answers right on each 3 days.
Okay.
They also stand bigger chances to win more entries into the draw if they tag their friends and their friends participate. That's where we can really share the love.
Oh, I'm so gonna tag
and
this.
then basically we will choose the winner on the 30th, which goes into one of those aggregated machines. You put all the numbers in there and then it pulls out a winner on the 30th. And then we will announce the winner on the 3rd of December, which is International Disability Awareness Day.
All right, so people, all you got to do is you got to able to travel the Diamond Works. You follow Taryn's journey throughout the Dubai. You just to be clear, you're not going to hop to some other place now. You're just going to be in Dubai for these couple of days. You're not going to be in Sharjah.
Just Dubai.
You're not going to try and trick people. Okay, I'm just want to check that, and I want to check.
Yesterday we were in Qatar. We got some beautiful pictures at the airport because we got to feel a bit of the World Cup soccer magic happening. As we know that the World Cup, the FIFA World Cup starts now on the 20th with the first match. So there's quite a buzz in the UAE right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people. There's also a Ferrari race or something that's happening, or some Formula One as well, F1 Grand Prix. So there was quite a bit of energy. It was lovely to be on the airport. But we're staying in Dubai. We won't be going anywhere else.
All right.
Excellent.
So very simple. You got to follow Taryn's journey. Then able to travel. You go to the Diamond Works. That is where you go. You're on Instagram and all of that. Go check it out. She's going to give clues. You guess where she is. And all of that. You enter.
And the ring is yours.
The ring is yours in the draw.
As quick and easy
Happy
as that.
days. But now listen, because this is quite a thing, and I want you just to mention it, because obviously Tanzania, which is quite specific, because I've told the story to a million people and nobody believes me. Tell them why this is significant with you personally. Tell them what you did.
What you did.
What I did. So the Diamond Works are calling me the Jewel of Africa because I went and with a couple of other people as well with disabilities, we went and we climbed Mount Kilimanjaro.
Oh, see that.
I went up in my wheelchair with the grace and the love of God and 4 beautifully buffed men. And we got to...
I like that part.
Who's determined now, huh?
I need to go to Kilimanjaro.
Where you going?
I'll get you their numbers.
Thanks.
And you did all of that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we got to base camp up in the snow. It took us 5 days to get to base camp, and I must say I am super proud of that, because people die on Mount Kilimanjaro. It's no joke.
Yeah. Nah, sure. Nah, I just want to.
And of course, the Tanzanite you can only find in Kilimanjaro.
Yeah.
Nowhere else in the world can you get Tanzanite.
Which is how I discovered, because the whole Tanzania thing. You see. That's how I've got a.
Just a quick one, Taryn. We're going to play a little video clip quickly. Don't go away. Stay there quickly. We're just going to play this video clip quickly.
Just hang on, Taryn.
Hang 10 there. Just hang.
All right, so you just got to watch this, because this will give you more info how you could win this ring.
0.
Hi everybody, it's Taryn and I am here in Dubai. We have finally arrived. And just to keep you all reminded, don't forget that it was my birthday. And you get a chance to wear this absolutely
I can hear it.
18 carat white gold ring with a 1 carat Tanzanite to the value of 40,000 Rand. Look how beautiful that is. So, don't forget, go on social media. You've got to like Able to Travel and like the Diamond Works. And then share. The more you share, the more entries you actually get.
Yeah.
So, don't forget.
Yeah, we'll try and put that video clip again back on. Something happened apparently on the backgrounds, but we could hear everything and exactly what we were discussing. Like and share at the end of the day, and you can stand a chance of winning this fabulous ring.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Because at the end of the day, it really is all about community. You know, we can speak about governments and all that, but unless we are the ones taking the initiative to change, you know, that's what's needed.
And I think what's important is bringing in the awareness. I mean, you have been so instrumental in this, and I take my hat off to you. Definitely, well done.
Yeah, it has been. You know what? I'm having a look at everybody who's at this expo that you're currently attending. You got, and I know some of these people very well on this list as well. So you got to say hi to some of them. Okay, so I tell Katrina, so how's it? Please, please do, please do. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. So Taryn, I mean, I know you got a busy day. You got to give clues. It's got to be like finding Waldo. Where is
finding
he now?
Waldo,
It's
exactly.
going to be like what it is.
It's going to be like that. I first got to sleep, though, because I haven't slept
No, don't sleep. Do not sleep.
since Saturday night.
Just by the way, how hot is it now? Just give us a little taste. How hot is it now?
It's about 34 degrees, I would say, outside.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's mild. It's a winter's day.
Winter's
it's a
day.
winter's day.
Must be
It's
snow
it's
nearby.
winter.
Oh, wow. 34 and it's winter. Wow.
Yeah.
That's it.
That is it. Darren, thank you so much for taking the time and talking to us. Absolutely brilliant, and just sharing more insight, obviously, as it is Awareness Month for people around disability as well, but more importantly for able-bodied people to be fully aware of this and to join the conversation. I think that's ultimately it. Join the conversation, and instead of suggesting to, really try and understand, because it doesn't just speak to architectural design and structures like that. It speaks to just the general attitude,
Exactly.
you know, in the consideration. This is really fundamentally all important. But listen, we know you're going to bear our flag with the utmost respect and do well, and that's why you're there. And thank you for the amazing things that you do. And we wish you well and travel well and come back home safely. Thanks for joining us,
Thank
Darren.
you so much. Thank you so much. And if I would just say, because we don't want more members of the disability community, or so I would love to suggest a book called Simply Raw. And so it's called How to Reverse Diabetes in 30 Days using a raw food diet. There is this doctor who did a clinical trial in the States using 5 people with disabilities and put them on a complete organic raw food diet, and their diabetes actually reversed. They had doctors monitoring them and all those kind of things. So I'll send you the link and you can pass it along.
Most definitely.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Check it out.
Simply Raw.
Yeah, basically sushi all day. All right, that's what it comes.
No, not even fish, just vegetables.
Sorry, Dougal.
I had to
Your
try
favorite?
that. Yeah, I had to try. Taryn, thanks for joining us, man. All the best. Enjoy. All the best.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Cheers. Taryn Tomlinson there, of course, absolutely extraordinary. And she is at the Accessibilities Expo taking place currently in Dubai, of course, where ideas will be exchanged and really just garnering that support. And this is, do you know what? And this is why she's an absolutely amazing person. And I know she's not on anymore, so we can talk about her behind the back. But she's absolutely extraordinary. There, she told the story about climbing Kilimanjaro, which is super fantastic. I mean, that she did that, but she does this because of the greater good, and it is about having the whole awareness and the mindset about people with disabilities and getting access. And like she said, you got to look after yourself, essentially. So yeah. So once again, thanks to her. So what you got to do is Able to Travel. That is where you go. Able to Travel. Diamond Works as well, and the Diamond Works must be congratulated as well for teaming up with her and putting this wonderful competition together. So well done on that. So Able to Travel, Diamond Works. Go check out their social media pages. You go there and follow it. In the competition, look, I mean, you got to play it now and just follow her journey daily to see what she's doing. It's only for this week. That's what you got to do.
Yeah. You saw the beautiful diamond, guys? You saw the beautiful ring?
Are you going to enter?
I'm definitely going to enter, Duke. I actually can't wait. I'm actually kind of anxious. My laptop is standing on the side here. As soon as I'm done with this one, I'm actually going to go and...
You would have discussed this with Taryn. Like, do you have the same finger size? Because it's that ring. Will they adapt it to,
they will
to
definitely,
the
guys,
finger?
To my finger, according to my finger, it will definitely. We're going to be doing this.
Can men enter too?
Yes, they may, because they can always give it to the significant other or, their mother or,
Sell it. Don't. But that is absolutely fantastic. So go check out Taryn's journey while she does all of that. Now, we're just about at the end of the show, which I must say was just phenomenal, obviously, because you have been watching. But something that is very, very important, we're entering the festive season, and I know there's a lot happening. Everybody, society in general, we're sort of winding down. We've hit our peaks in terms of work and all of these sort of things that we're doing. And the festive season is here, and people are really talking about it. Now, as you know, of course, MahalaMonday always depend on you to do amazing things. You depend on us, and that's what it is. And what has happened now is the 4 Humanity projects need your help, and we need your help, and you really need to get on board with this. Now, coming up in a few days, and we'll give you more information, and I think it is the 5th.
Yes, that's accurate.
We are going to support an absolutely amazing organization, which is the Cape Town Multi-Service Centre. And what they do, they look after youth that's been abandoned and abused. And this is extraordinary, and we need your help and your support to make this festive season for that youth absolutely memorable, as well by not just for the youth, but also commending the people who are part of this organization and amazing facility. You know what? They do amazing work, and I've been to the place.
Oh, you've been there.
Yeah. They do absolutely amazing work, and as I told you off air, it's a really sad indictment that we have facilities like that need to facilitate situations like that. And the problem is, yes, they exist, but the need for their services is constantly on the rise.
Oh, wow.
And that's the thing. So it is up to us to really, really help. And I'm going to tell you exactly what we need. We're looking at youth. So basic things like toiletries, clothes, shoes. These are high on their demand list, of course, which is absolutely important. Now, you can simply contact 4 Humanity, which is info@forhumanity.co.za for more information and everything you need. But we need your help, and please put that plea out to everybody you know, to all your friends and family, all the people you love, even the people you don't like. Send it to them as well. Just send it to everybody.
So true.
We definitely need your help with all of that.
Definitely.
Yes?
Yes, definitely. And it is sad, you know what, like we said before the show, that, you know what, you actually have to, that you've got this. We shouldn't be having places like this. But thank God we do, because where would these kids end up? You know? So thank God.
Yeah, and our email is there at the bottom of the screen for all the information you need, and for everything else you can make a contribution, simply there, info@forhumanity.co.za. So we definitely need your help with that, as we will be supporting the Cape Town Multi-Service Centre that operates out of Salt River here in the mother city, and they do absolutely amazing work. So let's make this festive season really fantastic for them. So what a show it's been, Rhoda.
What a show.
Diabetes Day, and we spoke to Taryn.
Awareness.
She's in Dubai.
Oh, it's been beautiful.
With a ring. That she's going to give away.
Exactly.
Yeah. So quite
Follow
a bit.
Travels and you'll be able to get that ring. Just see where she's popping up for the next 3 days.
Yeah. So to recap, definitely check out her travels. Definitely follow her. So it's Able to Travel Diamond Works. You got to check it. And most importantly, what you got to do is like and share this, of course, and share this episode far and wide, and get all your chommies, all your family, and everybody.
Exactly.
Let's support the Cape Town Multi-Service Centre. Join hands with 4 Humanity. Let's make a serious difference, guys. Let's do it. We're definitely going to be putting our weight 100% behind it. But that wraps it up from us today.
That wraps it up for us today. Everybody have a fabulous week.
Yeah, thank you for the watching, and thank you for the comments, and like and share this, and we will be seeing you very, very soon.
Yes. Bye.
Until then, enjoy the day. Bye.